Arinaitwe Rugendo is a proprietor of the tabloid newspaper, The Ready Paper. Throughout his journalism career, Rugendo has been jailed several times just because of writing what he considers information that is of public interest.
On treason charges. Why? For writing that Museveni was going to attack Kagame.
Currently, The Ready Paper has folded because of several court cases against its managers and proprietors.
If you set out in Luwero in 1981 to build a democracy, and then your journalists in that democracy are beggars, are blackmailers, then you don't have a democracy.
During this year's World Press Freedom Day, Rugendo and other senior editors, journalists, media owners, regulators, and human rights organizations gathered in Kampala to deliberate on freedom of expression as a driver for all other human rights.
I think for journalism, the problem becomes that when everyone thinks they can be a journalist, as long as they put up a website and they have a name and they begin to plagiarize.
When social media fails, we always turn to legacy media to find out the facts, to get the professional part of what the news really is.
We have over 370 broadcasting stations, over 100 online publications, over 100 print publications, and they are all bringing a lot of journalism. Don't talk about the ethics as yet coming out there.
But we know that in Uganda, only about 19% of our people rely on social media. So who does the media serve?
During the function, Dr. Baryomunsi, the Minister for Information Communication Technology and National Guidance, warned Ugandans who continue to misuse social media platforms.
We also call for responsible media. Why should any person of sound mind go on his phone or computer and declare me dead when I am here talking to you? And there are lots of falsehoods, because now everybody has become a journalist. So if you were the government, would you want to regulate that communication through digital means, or you would just sit back and say, let them write whatever they want?
In 2021, the government closed Facebook in Uganda, accusing the social media platforms of interfering in the country's politics. Baryomunsi says government is in negotiation with Facebook to reopen, but with clear terms of reference.
When, for instance, they began saying that the information being published by the NRM side was false. If we ask you, who are you to declare it false? And then they also began deleting prominent leaders who belong to NRM.
Dr. Baryomunsi also revealed that he has several petitions from journalists accusing media owners of failing to honor their obligation to pay.
I have petitions, very many in my office, about media houses which have not paid their workers for the last 6 months or so.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, today also added her voice towards highlighting the poor remuneration of journalists in Uganda.
That much as these people work for you, you should be able to always pay them in time. I have got a lot of complaints from most of the people who work for radios, TVs, and that kind of thing. They've spent over a year without being paid.
And the owner of CTV, I think Brutus, has sold CTV to a pastor without paying them. And I think these private business owners should be compelled to pay the journalists who work for them.
We have been demanding the Ministry of Information, ICT and National Guidance to institute a tribunal.
Convened by the Uganda Media Sector Working Group, the journalists recognized the late Justice Kenneth Kakuru for his outstanding contributions towards the protection of media freedoms in Uganda. They also recognized Edward Balidawa for his outstanding contribution towards internet penetration in Uganda. Jingo Francis, NTV.
$1 million shillings. That's also what happened to the